right, it's the Rundown with Rude Boy's premiere. First one ever from Rude Boy. Let's go. It's brought to you by Four Fucking Loco, man. I know that Four Loco has been down with Barstool for a little bit, but this is the first time I've done anything where it's been sponsored, and goddamn, does that feel good. I think that's awesome. This is
like, they do sours now.
Dude, they have reinvented themselves, and while still keeping 14% alcohol by volume, by the way, it's the real deal. This is one of those things like when you start out.
Oh, Rude Boy just popping one,
you know what? Why not?
Is that what you're supposed to do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'll rip
green,
a grape.
Green apple is green. Is that purple too? I love it. See, you know when you first start out with this shit?
Your can's sick.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know, in the beginning.
Kind of looks like Suki's car.
Remember when we were just talking about Streaker Sports? We had like this old school sponsor that paid us like peanuts in the very beginning. Because in the beginning you take whatever you can get. Now when you got these people, like the people who like made you who you are today, coming around as a sponsor, that's amazing.
That's probably one of my first videos. Is I mean it's like a very quick like Gaz fucking gazzed me into shotgun and a Four Loko in a bathtub at Quinnipiac before. Is Gaz over there? Gaz,
That sounds
what
like-
was that?
That's like Barstool
When
fan
you like film me in the shower, shotgun and a Four Loko at Quinnipiac.
Yeah, what was it?
Yeah, what was
It
it?
was the hoedown.
The Barstool
We did
Hoedown.
one hoedown when we were trying to reinvent the blackout tour.
Yes.
For like country content.
Boy, was that a failure.
Yeah, I shotgunned it in the shower.
And those were tall boys,
And then
right?
I fell asleep at the party in like 20 minutes after.
Well, you do always have to drink responsibly. Four Loko is the real deal. They got all the different flavors. What's yours? Yours grape. I got
Grape,
apple. What do you got?
Mine just says hard seltzer with a hint of sour mango.
Beautiful. Sour mango. They really upped the game.
Wow.
Snow can.
So it's
cans
the
are sick.
internet's most talked about beverage. It's the most talked about beverage of all time,
Yeah.
really. You can get merch. You can get, obviously, the drinks all at gopuff.com. Or go to fourloco.com or use the app GoPuff, because what's a summer without a little Four Loko? We start off with what do we start off? It's a slow day. I'm not gonna lie.
You can turn it off now.
These are the dog days of the internet.
Brought in the bench players.
Nah, you're gonna shine, man. You're gonna shine here. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some topics, and then we're gonna talk about our coworkers banging each other. That's really what's happening here.
Yeah, we're ease into that. Ease into that.
Listen, cut right to the fucking chase, okay? I don't know if this is big news for everybody else, but it's big news for me. Amazon just bought a podcast. It's got Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and the dude from Will and Grace. Not that dude, the other dude. Not the dude, the dude. They bought
I think he's the dude you picture when you picture Will and Grace.
Oh, I don't.
I've never seen it. Well, I'm sure I've seen an episode
I
here
can't
and
even
there,
picture Will and Grace.
It's the
right
guy
now.
who's friends with Megan Mullany.
I mean, he's
Will
not
and Grace.
Will,
Is
so
the
he's not
bald?
the
Is
guy.
the bald guy?
Well, yeah, but he's the. I think he's the guy you remember. Will is just a fucking guy.
His name's in the show.
Yeah, but he's just like he's. Like,
Yeah, this guy is
if
like
you're
the comedic
picturing
relief. or
Will and
whatever.
Grace, yeah.
So those three, and they paid $80 million for it.
60 to 80.
60 to 80.
It was in the article I read. It said that it is a tick above what Spotify paid for Advice Guru and comedian Alexander
Advice
Cooper.
Guru.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Motivational
So
speaker.
sick.
If I'm Alex Cooper, I'm on the phone with Spotify going, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
You gave the guy from Will and Grace $80 million?
Yeah.
No, Amazon did.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But you know what I'm saying? Like
And they call
these
me
guys
a
are
guru?
I mean,
Gluck,
you know,
the
there's
premise
three of them,
of the
and they gotta
show-
like chop it all up. But
The premise of the show is it's a few months old. I just heard about it. My mom told me about it. And
Exactly,
I'm
though.
pretty well versed in this stuff.
but
My
that's
mom
the
told me
thing.
about
When
it.
your mom knows about it, it's almost a bad thing. You know?
But it's a cool premise in the sense that there are three of them, obviously three celebrities, and only one of them knows who the guest is. They call their friend, which is fucking bullshit. Podcasts are for us nobodies. If you're fucking famous, you can't start a
Agreed.
podcast and just get your friends to come
When
on.
you can just
That's
be like,
nonsense.
yeah, I have, you know, the #1 star in the world in my phone. He's just gonna come on my
Like
podcast.
Clooney,
Like, fuck you.
I think Bateman got Clooney to come on
Yeah,
this,
fuck
and
that.
I believe Clooney said something along the lines of, and this is all from my mother, so it could be wrong. Clooney said something along the lines of like, yeah, I say no to Oprah, but I'm on this podcast, and pretty big flex. But the idea is only one of them get their friend to come on, and the other two don't know who it is.
Right.
So it's actually nice
listen,
because you don't have to be like, oh,
that's
I know nothing about you. Like it's
Yeah.
okay to do. I wasn't supposed to do research on this. So the premise is kind of
Listen,
sick.
that's a cool premise. It probably will have a few moments where, you know, Brad Pitt drops a line here or there that's like, oh shit, it's gonna go viral, whatever. But podcasts like this don't work. It's just not what podcasts are. You watch those guys for like their movies and their TV shows. Let me rephrase. Let me. If that podcast, if they just are totally normal dudes, that'll be like the best podcast ever. But they're not gonna. It's gonna be Hollywood, and it's gonna be like professional. If those guys are just like, if Jason Bateman's like, Brad, remember that fucking like orgy we had that one time? Then it'll be amazing. But they're not gonna do that.
Right.
Podcasts are for people. The whole thing is that it's relatable. What is it? Everybody always says, like, I feel like I'm in the conversation with my friends, It's not gonna feel like that with Bateman and Pitt and all those guys. The same reason that Obama and Springsteen aren't gonna succeed. Anytime you have these like celebrity mashup things, it just doesn't work. But they're still, like, I swear to God, whatever they're trying to sell, push, whatever they're trying to get the subscriptions, like we would do better than they will at driving whatever they're trying to do. At our podcast and a million others. I genuinely believe that.
If I haven't listened to it, so I can't really lay that much criticism of it. But yeah, if they're fucking regular, but if it's just like, I don't know, man. People are so interested in celebrities. I think, like Obama, that was a limited series run. If you're like, yeah, we're gonna do a podcast, and you fucking keep doing it, I wouldn't listen to it.
But they're not. Like as soon as they gotta like film Ozarks, he's stopping.
Yeah, but you could be like, look, I'm gonna take an hour of the day.
You would think. That's why they all should do it. But I mean, yeah, listen, I'm talking about this. I haven't even listened to it. I don't know what it's like. But if it's like every other celebrity podcast, I just can't imagine that $80 million.
If they like, I would love, and I think if anyone's gonna do it, it probably would be like Arnett and Bateman, and like
they are pretty like normal dudes.
I mean,
kinda.
at least they have the reputation, right?
Yeah.
And like if they're just like I know Gwyneth Paltrow is on it, and if they're like, Gwyneth, what the fuck are you doing selling pussy candles? That's
Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwen, why don't you don't talk about anything but your pussy?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. No, I don't know. I don't like the whole like. It's just like a classic case of like celebrities celebrating. Like it's like that's the reason why people didn't like watching late night shows anymore. It's because it's like it's two celebrities talking about how famous they
Celebrity
are.
shit, yeah.
And so like they're just gonna have other celebrities on there. I'm sure they'll make all their money. It'll be a smash hit. But it's like
I just don't even know if it will be.
everything nowadays sort of feels like that was like new and cool, like podcasts and like Uber, like all these innovative ideas. Are sort of now like Uber is like worse than taxi.
They've been like bastardized.
I'm a big yellow taxi guy.
Right, and so like everything is like late night television's dying, and they're just becoming like everything is just becoming what it once was again.
Yes.
And
100%.
it's just I guess I don't know. That's kind of like the ebb and flow of it, but
yeah. I mean, I guess it's like time for something like whatever's next. But I don't know. Everyone who listens to the podcast want to listen to like their two favorite comics, their two favorite dirt bags, or a girl talking about sucking dick.
Put it pointed at us for that.
Right.
Well, that's what we are.
yeah.
Or Alex like blowing dudes. You know what I mean? Like
and giving
behind the scenes story, advice guru. Olivia Rodrigo is catching some heat, being accused of plagiarism all over the place. So it started out with Courtney Love saying that some of her promotional artwork looks exactly like the album cover for one of Hole's album back in the 90s. Then the internet said her song Brutal has guitar riffs and a bass line that's identical to this 1978 song from Elvis Costello called Pump It Up.
Love Costello.
And then there is a third thing where basically her entire like theme, the cheerleader, the cutout letters, the hair clips, the whole outfits, all the ensembles is identical to this band called the Pom Pom Squad, which is like this Brooklyn hipster punk band that's like super, super tiny. They're like nobody. So she's catching all this plagiarism talk. Elvis Costello came out and was like, "This is all good by me. Like, yeah, it's the same bass line, but like that's how music works. You sample things, you take pieces of it." So he's cool with it. Courtney Love's just an asshole. The pictures are really not identical at all, and a crying prom queen is like a very common thing in pop culture.
Yeah,
so she can fuck off. She went off. She was like, "It's rage-inducing. It was rude. She should have called me. But hey, this happens to me all the time." It's like, Courtney Love, shut the fuck up. Who are you? The only thing people talk about with Courtney Love now is that she might have killed Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's what you're famous for.
I think if I think
and then the Pom Pom Squad thing. At least the Olivia Rodrigo fans, I don't know how you prove this shit. I'm not going to do the research, but they're saying that her pictures came out first. So I don't know. Like, I mean, these things are in the works for a long time. You have an album cover picked out for a long time. I don't know. It might be a little suspect that like this big megastar has all these pictures and the little guy has the same exact ones. Kind of suspect, but this is just the kind of shit that happens when you're at the top.
But also, like, I feel like if you're going to accuse her of anything with all this, you have to accuse her of being an industry plant. Because like she's, I mean, if you accuse fucking Olivia Rodrigo, who's a 17-year-old, of stealing a bass line from 1978, she'd be like, who the fuck is Elvis Costello?
Absolutely.
Or she's probably like, who the fuck is Courtney Love?
Well, and
who the fuck is Nirvana?
But that
she's
also
like, what
makes
are you
me
talking
wonder sometimes if, like, so maybe she didn't steal it, but maybe like her team or somebody did, and she's like, I I didn't know this.
Yeah, like
I've never seen
the
Hole,
old
I've never heard the
people
song,
who
and I've
work
never-
for me are influenced by things
Yeah.
they've seen in their past. Guilty.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how. There's. I don't know. Maybe she's one of those fucking weirdos like Robbie Fox who knows everything
I
about
doubt it,
everything
though,
like
yeah.
in the
She's
in the
busy
past.
crying about her boyfriend.
But she's probably like, yeah, I'm a 17-year-old girl, and I don't know. My team said this was a thing, and
Fuck it.
they're artists who were influenced by this. Like, I'd throw my hands up.
That's
Like,
just
look, I'm
what
17.
art is. Like art is always derivative. You know what I mean?
Especially music, samples
Right.
and interpolations and all that shit. It's like
This
that's the game.
always, I feel like this like always happens where someone who is, I think it's just especially like easy to blame Courtney Love because no one cares about her and Olivia Rodrigo is like the hot.
Mega star.
I didn't know who Olivia Rodrigo was until like a week ago.
Really?
And
Really?
everyone made fun of me. I don't know how. Like whatever my sonar,
I mean,
internet
I see
sonar
that.
is.
I didn't know like a month ago, if you didn't know like the past like month when her album came out and shit, you're
Dude,
heard
I
of
was
her
at an
slacking.
Irish pub yesterday, and they only played Olivia Rodrigo for like 2 hours straight.
That's how you know.
Just like 3 Olivia Rodrigo songs on repeat.
and Good For You is Misery Business from Paramore. So it's like, you know what the problem is? I almost feel bad for her. She's too good. She's too successful. She's too popular. And then everyone threw the Taylor Swift tag on it, where she's like, she writes her own music and she writes her own lyrics and she's like this original creator. And it's like, no, she's just like a pop star who uses
Yeah.
samples and uses as influenced by other things. Like maybe she's not quite on that level where it's like everything is coming from just her brain, but I don't know. She's a fucking megastar, so does it really even matter?
Also, we're like running out of things to like there's not that many things left to like.
Oh, you think that everything has been
Whoa,
invented?
I'd watch it. You're gonna end up looking like that patent office guy.
That dude,
What
there
does
was a
that
dude in
mean?
like 1989 who said all of the things that can be invented have been invented.
He's like the head of the U.S. Patent Office.
When
Like, that's it.
He's
We're
like,
done
yeah,
with-
we
we're done
might
with
as well.
things.
He was saying you might as well fire me.
Yeah,
it was
there will be no more
literally
patents.
his job to declare new invented things. He's
I
like,
wonder
look, I don't
if
have
that's
anything
like
to do.
taken out of context, or if that dude really just thought all of the stuff that has ever that could be invented has been. That's crazy.
I know that like for a fact there's been times where I've been drunk at a bar and been like, dude, like if I was alive in the 1700s, I could have thought of gravity. I could have, I swear. Because when you think about it, gravity, like I remember learning about it in school and being like, gravity is like not that crazy. Like how did you not figure that out for that long?
What do you mean? But it's not the fact that they fucking realized that they were stuck to the ground. It was the fact that they someone could explain it.
I know,
Like,
but
that's-
I just get mad that I never even had a chance.
Yo, but no, I'm kind of. I mean,
I
even
never even
that,
had a chance to
like,
think of gravity.
You didn't. But so why don't you think of the new Gravity?
Well,
You know what's next?
the easier things, the stuff that already happened was the
That's
easy
true.
stuff.
See,
We're-
but no,
we're
it's not
playing
easy,
on
like-
legendary difficulty.
I think
really not
everyone
easy.
always thinks that, like, oh, if I went back in time, I could do this. Like, you couldn't do anything, Rudy.
You don't know.
If you
That's
didn't
why
even
it's
know
the-
who
that's
Olivia
why the-
Rodrigo
it's
was.
It's like it's the perfect argument. It's because it's like, well,
Maybe
like,
I
I
could,
can just be like, well, dude, if I was there, it's like Mark Wahlberg in
Yep.
9/11.
Dude.
If I were there, it would have gone differently.
Dude, I always know that, like, oh, I could go back to the Wild West. Like, I could rob banks and just move across town. How could I rob a bank?
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do shit.
I couldn't. I can't. If
But-
there's a lock on it, I can't get into it.
I do think that old school shit is more like there's more basic. Like now to come up with an invention, like a scientific breakthrough, you gotta like come up with some crazy shit because we've done all the basics.
It's more.
But
It's
but
much
gravity's
more
not
like
that-
highly skilled stuff. We come with like a little invention and like tech and like a highly niche market that's like only like 4,000 people in the world get it. Where it's
Yeah.
like, dude, everyone experienced gravity, no one can figure it out, and Isaac Newton just happened to be near an apple that fell. You know what I mean? Like that's a little bit more broad. And
Yeah,
like,
but that dude somehow figured out that like it's this
I
giant
think
mass
Isaac
that
Newton-
pulls you
yeah.
in and like.
I
Just saying.
don't think you're giving him enough credit.
Are you? I mean, listen. Dan famously said that he was smarter than Christopher Columbus. Are you saying that you're smarter than Sir Isaac Newton?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are
Rudy
so
is smarter
wrong.
than Sir Isaac Newton.
That question with Dan. Dan was convinced
That
that
gives me confidence that
like
Dan said that.
me, you, Dave, Geet could like
Sail the Atlantic.
not only
Really?
sail the Atlantic but also get to the moon.
Yeah. Then it became the moon. He said with unlimited money we could do it. I'm like, I don't think so,
I
man.
do not have that
So,
self-confidence.
I mean, the amount of computing power it took to get to the moon is like, there's like 3 times as much computing power in this.
yeah,
Yeah.
and way more that's in my brain
I
than
was
than
gonna
that's
say.
in my brain though.
You know what? How about this though?
But there's 4 in your
I somehow
brains.
think it might be easier to get to the moon than sail the Atlantic.
I don't
like
I don't
at
think I
least-
agree with you there.
both
I gotta call
so
shenanigans on
hard.
that.
like building a fucking boat out of
Kevin,
like
how do you
wood
do
and
any
shit?
kind of rocket
But you're
propulsion?
kind of a
But-
you.
but
you're-
I
you're
I
a
can
math
build. I
guy.
can
With-
build a
with the
fucking. I can
money-
build a ferry and maybe get lucky.
You think so?
I can
don't
build
think
a
you could.
flotation device and like I don't.
I don't think you
cannot
could.
build a rocket.
But I think like the unlimited money thing, like it's like if I could like put in a call to like
Well,
Bezos' company.
sure. If I have unlimited money, I can just hire people to build it. Yes.
Well, right. I mean, you can't like hiring is a loophole, but
Putting in a
I'm just
call
saying
is a
like
loophole.
I'm saying like using my hands to create a boat. Put it this way, they're both equally impossible.
Correct.
So they're both on the same level to me, where it's like neither can even be remotely accomplished. So let's not act like one's even harder than the other because it's just no.
Now, if I had a foreman who built me a rocket ship, could I go to space? Absolutely.
You could ride to space, you think?
Fuck yeah, I could ride to space. Give me all the G's.
Wasn't there a
just
guy
flip
that
the
tried
switch.
that?
Huh?
There was a guy that tried that.
Yeah, there was
like a year
what's his
ago.
name? Homeboy just flew his plane
And
up.
then it went in this just straight down.
Chuck, I want to say Chuck Yeager was his name or something like that. He just wanted to see space and he just got like right where it like turns black, you know,
Crazy
and then
motherfucker.
down.
Did he
Yeah.
die?
I don't think he died. I think he survived.
Oh really?
I think. Well, you're talking about the guy recently who?
Yeah.
That rocket man.
He
who just blew up.
died.
The
Yeah,
rocket
he's-
man who
he's
just
dead,
went
dead.
like he didn't
mean,
get higher than
he-
this building.
Right. This dude,
Instantaneously.
the guy I'm talking about, he just was in a plane and he was just like, I want to see space, and he like flew up and then like came back down. But
Yeah.
that guy was like, I'm in a rocket, I'm going to space,
Yeah.
and he blew the fuck
That
up.
was
He's
like
dead.
that was like an ultimate dude's rock moment. Like
Yes.
that guy was like so convinced that he could do it.
And he is big
and went all in. So
and he's
big
very
up to
dead.
him.
Charges dropped against Bill Cosby.
What?
He'll
Like
all of them?
California.
All of them?
Are you for real?
All like
Breaking
57
news.
rapes?
No, I think
Bill
it was like
Cosby
76.
will be freed from prison and his sexual assault conviction overturned after Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled that he had been denied a fair trial in 2018. He
Why?
served 3 years of a 3 to 10 year prison sentence.
Oh,
No, that's gonna suck.
I'm saying it right
Bro.
now. I'll challenge Bill Cosby to Rough and Rowdy. I will beat the brakes off that dude.
Yo,
That's
that would be
crazy.
great.
That blind old bitch.
Somebody is gonna kill that guy. Someone will kill Bill Cosby.
You think so?
Someone will beat up Bill Cosby.
I thought that was like signed, sealed, and delivered that he was never going to get out.
I would have thought so too.
I think it was. I think. Well, I mean, Tommy just said it was only a 3 to 10 year sentence, so he basically served his sentence.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
But
I-
wait,
I did not expect him to
That's
say
a,
that.
that's a tough time to
Is
get
he-
overturned
is-
after you've been in jail for 3 years of a 3 to 10 year deal. I guess you're saving 7 potentially, but
wait, hang on. There's no way he was only potentially maximum facing 10 years. That might have been for like one of the cases or something. You can't be facing 70 charges and only go to jail for 10 years.
I don't know
For
if
all
I don't know
of the charges? How is that possible?
I don't know how many
How can
people.
you have
like-
70 charges that only add up to 10 years?
I think it was 70 accusations. I don't know how many he was actually
so
tried for and stuff
that's
like
what
that.
I mean. So like if one of these cases is being overturned, like what about the next one and the next one and the next one?
That's crazy.
It's a lot of legal jargon here. I'm
Yeah.
trying to work my way through. But it was the Supreme Court said a previous prosecutor's decision not to charge Cosby opened the door for him to speak freely in a civil lawsuit against him, and that testimony was key in the comic's conviction in criminal court. So he incriminated himself maybe in civil court, and
He also apparently had an agreement with another prosecutor that he never be charged.
So he had an agreement with another prosecutor that he wouldn't.
That's
I
all
mean, this is
way over my
obviously
head.
just the most fucking despicable shit about
Yeah,
the
that just
justice
sucks.
system, where you get a couple deals in place and shake a couple hands and you get a couple favors, and somehow you can get off on 70 fucking rape charges.
so this says in plain English, the Supreme Court says it was an unconstitutional bait and switch when prosecutors initially said he wouldn't be charged so he could testify in a civil case, only then to turn around and use that evidence from the civil case against him.
I mean, that
criminal
does sound
trials.
like they fucked up some legal shit, which is like that's how OJ happens. That's how a lot of things you get away with a lot of shit on like technicalities or people drop the ball. But like
That's crazy.
that, I feel like
There-
there's
I feel
probably
like there
some
was, like, a-
judge being like, I like regret to inform you assholes
Yeah.
that I have to let this guy go because you fucked up.
I always find it weird that like in
Jesus.
law, there's all these legal scholars that have these
60
like,
accusers.
They
sir.
have these like in really like dense phrases, and then they'll also have things like bait and switch and double jeopardy.
Yeah,
Like it's some like game.
like we all
show.
just know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll say like a whole paragraph of like completely stuff you'll never be able to understand. They're like, and because of double jeopardy.
Yeah,
they're
yep.
like,
The same name as fucking Ashley Judd's movie. That's why Bill Cosby
You're
gets
right.
to walk free. That is wild.
That's
I
a-
hope that there's like, okay,
that's a
now we try you
buzzkill.
on this one and that one, and there's some that can like still be
Yeah, you think.
because, this dude just needs to go ahead and die. Just pull a Paterno. You're already
I
blind.
mean, he's like
you're
a new
already
puppy now.
sick.
He's got a new lease on life.
If he tries to do anything other than just disappear, man.
Oh, he's gonna be at like a Blue Lives Matter rally. He's gonna be like,
Yeah, you think he'll have?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Do you think he'll be as?
I mean, he's like famously like to pull up your pants and fucking stop swearing.
Will
Stop
he be,
saying the
will he
N-word
be like
guy.
OJ and just pretend like he's the man?
Imagine if he just runs back and he just starts doing his old bits. He's like, the charges were dropped.
God.
I mean, there are so many women right now who are going to. I mean, they're going to want to murder this guy.
Yeah, that's an
Don't
L.
let any of these chicks catch Bill Cosby in the streets. They'll fucking kill him.
Tommy, you
And
really went in
rightfully
on that,
so.
huh? You really did not want that cough to be heard.
I didn't
Tommy's
know,
always
just-
Tommy's like
He's
doing
had-
his dance.
He's had like 7 coughs in the last 2 minutes, and he's doing the thing where like it's getting to the point where he's probably getting self-conscious about it.
Yeah, I was. So that's why I wanted to put my
Yeah,
hand over there.
yeah, he dabbed hard. Well, that's a buzzkill.
Yeah,
Jeez.
really, huh?
Fuck.
Anyway, second half of the rundown is brought to you by Sezzle. Sezzle is a buy now, pay later solution that allows you to get what you want today while paying for it over 4 interest-free payments over 6 weeks. So no interest, 4 payments, 6 weeks. You can get whatever you want right now. If you don't have the money for it immediately,
Get a rocket ship to the moon.
sure, buy a boat, whatever. 6 weeks time to pay it off, 0 interest. I mean, I don't think people understand sometimes when it's like you can just get something for free basically right now and just worry about it over the next 6 weeks and you don't even have to pay any extra money. That's huge. It's huge. So if you want to, I don't know, if you got to get some furniture when you're moving in or you got a big expense coming up of any kind, you can use Sezzle. It's available in the Barstool Sports store, so it's directly through Barstool with more than 34,000 stores in the U.S. and Canada that are using this system. No hidden fees, no credit check. There's no impact on your credit score for using it. There's no penalties. It's just interest-free payments, 4 of them over the 6 weeks. Get instant approval decisions, no forms to fill out, no hoops to jump through. They'll just let you buy what you want, what you need, and you can put off the payment for the next month and a half. Go to store.barstoolsports.com, search for your favorite merch, and pay now. So you can buy, I say, go to the store and buy all of the KFC radio merch.
It's a good idea.
Buy dozens of hoodies and just pay over the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Go
Yeah.
buy all of our merch right now, and you can pay it off over 6 weeks with 0 interest for the next
Don't be stupid.
4 payments. It's follow along on Instagram and TikTok. It's Sezzle on Instagram and Sezzle_official. SEZZLE. So it's our new payment system here at Barstool. God, that Bill Cosby shit is bananas.
That is the last thing I expected.
For real. Like
I thought that
had
was
no
over
idea
with.
what that was, what that news was going to be. But
Yeah.
Jesus, Madison LaCroix is this chick who is just hanging on to 15 minutes of fame. She allegedly, supposedly, probably banged Jay Cutler after he split up with Kristen Cavallari,
Good bang.
and then she probably, allegedly, supposedly broke up A-Rod and J-Lo. That was one of the girls that A-Rod was sleeping around with when married to J-Lo.
Those got that good.
So
good.
Madison has been on the go here. She went on Instagram, did an Instagram live. I think she was a little sauced up and ended up flashing people unintentionally. So,
How you unintentionally flash someone?
you're wearing a shirt, no bra, tank top, you're moving around, you're dancing, you're drunk.
I mean,
Yeah.
Whitney.
Pop a
I remember
titty.
Whitney Cummings did that, but I mean, she was in the bathtub, which is
Yeah.
you're more
Yeah,
more
you're
likely to
already out
flash
there.
someone in
Easy
the
to
You're
tub.
already
slip up.
naked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you're wearing, no bra, you're wearing some like light
Yeah.
summertime shit, and you're
Yeah.
drunk, you can pop a nip. And then I kind of like, she's not my favorite person. She's kind of like, she's one of these people who's on like a fake reality show, and she's banging people and trying to be, famous for it. But this line, she's like, what do you guys act like you've never seen a tit before?
Yeah, I'm
like that.
a firm believer in the Free the Nipple campaign on Instagram.
Yeah?
Which is funny because I always see these girls talking about how like they feel oppressed on Instagram and how it's ridiculous that they can't show nipples. I think it's a cause that almost unanimously has 0 haters.
Yeah, like who doesn't
Like they're
that?
like, oh, you don't want to see our nipples. I'm like, I don't think anyone over here is arguing at all. I think that we can all
It's just like
unanimously agree.
Zuckerberg.
It's- yeah.
It's just the Zuck who's like, don't show your nips.
With that,
Yeah.
that fucking weirdo with his Instagram. I don't know if anyone ever watches Zuckerberg's Instagram. It's one of the weirdest things. I've recently followed it. It is
Really?
one. It's just it's like it's crazy. This
Is he
guy's just
smoking
like
meats?
in charge of like I don't know, all of the media we get.
Yeah.
He's
It's
like
archery,
he's
man.
doing archer with like rap beats in the background. It's like he
Yeah.
makes videos. He was doing fucking foils that like.
The foil boarding.
Yeah, he's like
That's
foil.
cool, though.
He's foil jousting, and he's just like it's.
God,
you look at Zuck's Instagram.
Rich
It's
nerds,
it's a weird
nerds
spot.
are so funny.
Yeah, it's exactly like
Dude,
he's.
it's their time. They're having their
Yeah,
moment. Rich
yeah.
nerds are like killing the game.
Right.
Everybody, from Bezos and Zuckerberg to every billionaire out there is like, yeah, nerds like we
Even
want.
Twitch streamers too. Like rich nerds are like low key.
the
taking
main
over.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, money, cash rules, baby.
But back to the Flash.
Back to the nip.
yeah.
I mean,
The
yeah,
nip,
listen.
the nip. I'm pro for the
I'm
nip
kinda with her,
campaign,
though.
but I'm doing it just so you shut up about it, because like a tit doesn't do anything for
No.
me. Doesn't do anything. That's fucking
doesn't.
JV ball. That
Glenny
is-
Balls has been frantically trying to find the link to this video. Texting a group chat today. He's like, does anyone have the link for that girl from Southern Charm flashing the camera on her Instagram?
I mean,
I've been looking for 15 minutes and can't find it. It's on the cover of the New York Times.
I love
"Let's-
I put in a hard 15 minutes. Like time
But
for help
listen.
from anyone else.
Listen, I mean, speaking of nips, like I see Glenny Balls' tits and mozzarella's out like all the fucking
Yeah,
time. So why
yeah,
can't
yeah.
he's got a big juicy titty? Why can't we see Madison LaCroix?
He's a side
You know?
boob king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
I
side
mean,
boob
I
king.
zoomed in on his tits the other day and I cropped them and it just looks like a regular ass breast.
Yeah.
You know? So
I
free
wish
the
he was
nip.
here, because I love when people talk about Glenny's boobs and he just sits over and just goes,
Come on. Come on. They put an underwear shot in Barstool vs. America last night and he was like, who approved the underwear shot of me? Come on.
That clip was the one he was claiming to never be hungover.
I'm
And he looked
assuming.
up. It was like Tales from the Crypt. Like,
yeah, he looked
came
like he
up
got hit
and
by
it,
a
like,
bus.
He looked like he got run over.
And he was like, I don't get hungover.
Yeah, classic balls. As a classic balls moment.
So speaking of Barstool vs. America we're halfway through, and we picked up some steam last night. We had some challenges. We had some reveals. And is Vibs over there? Yeah. The stars of episode 3 of Barstool vs. America. Kelly throws the shades on, flips the hair, and comes on down. Is she speaking for the? This is
So she's wearing the pants.
Listen. Excuse me, Rudy. I'm speaking.
Go ahead.
This is the problem. The media is always just trying to rip apart new couples and budding love, and it's pretty fucked up, Kevin. I just want to say
This is.
that.
I mean, it's the new. It's Jelly. You know, it's Kelly and Jeff. It's
Whoa!
Jelly. They're
I do
the
like
new
Jelly.
celeb couple.
I like Viegs maybe.
Viegs. Viegs
Somebody else
and
say
Jelly.
Keegert was gross.
Keegert.
That one's gross.
The
I mean, you
picture-
got Jelly's the clear winner.
Jelly's good, yeah.
I mean,
I don't
Jelly's
think you're
good.
ready
Yeah,
for
it's
this
'cause everyone
yet.
else is Jelly.
The picture of Big Mouth
Done.
was
I mean,
chef's kiss.
very
was
well done.
absolutely-
I think I laughed for 4 hours.
That
on
was
That
so
was
good.
the
If
funniest
you
thing
didn't
I've ever
watch,
seen.
I highly recommend hit the YouTube, watch episode 3. But it was a mystery. Vibbs was not on his bus, and he was stayed in the Airbnb. And why would he do that? Well, there was only one girl in the house, and so put the pieces of the puzzle together. And there's just a Barstool
Yeah, and then-
romance,
Thief in the
a
night.
reality TV romance.
Yeah, little showmans.
Shit happens in Panama City Beach. You never know.
Oh, that was PCB?
Oh yeah. So that's almost
Sure
the
was.
it's like, come on, yeah.
If
knock the bags
yeah,
on a
if the
PCB.
love bug's gonna bite you anywhere, it's PCB. Like, let's be honest.
I mean, this is why reality TV show is what it is. You get a bunch of people, in this case coworkers, throw them in a fucking bus together, let them hang out and drink for a few days, and someone's gonna bang each other.
Someone's gonna fuck each other, for sure.
Yeah. What's
Uh-huh.
tonight?
Episode 4 tonight.
Episode 4.
It'll be on in about half an hour after you watch this.
I'm most excited for this one. I'm most excited for Chicago. First of all, I look amazing in this one, so everybody get ready for that. I look so cool in this one. But we all look pretty cool in this one, I think.
Yeah, we're yellow teams on the same team, so we
Kelly, you just
we have
getting
good performance.
shopped
Casey's in it.
back
Yeah,
and forth on
I think we both are. We're the only ones who switched back and forth as many times as we did.
we did. We did.
It was
yeah.
just like it was like in and out and back and forth and up and down and
All
you
those
guys,
things, yeah.
yeah.
all those positions or whatever you just
Yeah.
said. Yeah. But no, it was.
That was a dunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an open lane, uncontested, LeBron windmill dunk.
But no, episode 4 is the one where it's like, it's awesome. It's good. It's
Okay.
good. We're all looking forward to
How
that.
can it be more awesome than I mean?
I was gonna say this
Uh,
is.
Wait and see. Just you
Okay.
wait and see.
I mean, you guys also watching together. I mean, this was. I feel like this is now a concerted. You're on like a media tour now. I mean, you guys together watching, pinkies up with the
Is this
champagne.
not a media tour?
Yeah.
I thought that we were on a media tour. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I was told. So
Clearly. All right, so Barstool versus America gets very romantic. I mean, it's
Yeah, I was gonna ask further questions, but I feel like I'm just gonna save it for the after show of the whole show.
When
And
look,
then-
Is that a thing? Is there gonna be an after?
well,
show?
we're gonna do Friday Night Pints
yeah.
with the cast of Barstool vs. America, so we'll get the full scoop there. That'll probably I don't know if it might be on Friday. I don't know with the holiday. We're trying to figure it all out. But this week's Barstool, because Friday will be after the final episode. So yes, you'll get the final. You'll
Final
get,
was
you'll-
Thursday.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you'll get the final recap after show scoop on Friday Night Pints with everybody from Barstool vs. America. So that's where we're getting into all the details. But go to the YouTube, watch episode 3 if you didn't see it, 4 tonight. And yeah, Jelly is about to take over the world.
There's an energy.
Are you?
Vegs.
Vegs is terrible. Vegs
Everybody
sounds like
loves it.
vegan.
I know,
Vegan
everybody loves
sounds
it.
like
but you gotta have a. I don't
Vegan
like the-
sounds like a disease or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it does.
Piece of the vegan.
Yeah, that does. Okay.
Jelly. It's a word. It's got
Yeah,
you
but
know,
I feel like
connotation
but
to
jelly is so big; it's its own thing. Everyone, you know what
We'll
I mean?
take it down.
dude.
Yeah.
could-
you don't think that we can overcome
I was
jelly?
gonna say your first fight
That
here.
sounds
That
like a
was- that sounded
personal-
like you're not too,
No.
you know. And I think of jelly. I
Hey.
think of you two.
I think we can overcome jelly because we already overcame jam.
Wow, with the literal mic drop.